Think you know Ninja songs? Old school or new school? Stand a chance to win big on Gusto Guess the Song. To be a part of this, call the numbers on your screen right now. Come on board and let's do things the Gusto way.
Guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions. Once again, thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, of course, telling your friends. Happy New Year to every one of you. Big Lala is very much here today in the building, and of course, we know that is the beginning of the year. So yes, we have to take it a bit back to 2021 last year, where we had quite a lot of amazing male artists, and of course equally amazing female artists as well, who did really well in 2021. Now we know that for the major female artists like Tiwa Savage, Yemi Alade, and the rest of them, was quite an eventful year for them. Yes, but in terms of breaking out, the male artists also did their thing, Buju and the rest of them. We also had quite a lot of female artists who did quite well in the year 2021 as well, in terms of breaking out. Yes, Big Lala is very much here today. Before we talk about breaking out, or the artists that broke out, Big Lala, who would you say is the most, like, I won't say most disappointing, but the young female artist that you expected a whole lot from last year but didn't really live up to the billing?
There's not a lot. There's not a lot of young female artists out there. Was there anyone that came that didn't really do much? Nothing comes to mind.
Candy Blix?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's been any sort of
Torikichi?
No, I never saw Torikichi as somebody that you look out for. Although we did cover a couple of our songs, put her in a couple of conversations, but something was clear from the get-go. They didn't know her sound, right? They've not even settled to know what their plans was for the girl. They just decided, oh, let's drop an EP and let's drop a song, let's shoot a video, and that was it. So there was no seriousness in that regard. I don't think there's anybody I'm disappointed with. I didn't expect much from any of them. Okay,
so let's go to the ones that were actually successful in the year 2021, the breakout stars, and of course we're gonna have to pick the number one out of these people. Now, we know that talking about breakout female artists, TEMS was one major artist that did really well in the year 2021. A lot of people actually, talked about what TEMS did. Quite a lot of achievement for her. From that one Essence, the song, to If For It Was a Place. And of course, we know how TEMS did that thing. Of course, another artist that, a lot of people talked about last year, one of the major songs of 2021, Bloody Samaritan, 19 and Dangerous, the album, Ayra Starr as well. Moving on to the, another person who a lot of people think, has a lot of potential. Now,
I don't think she should be here. To be
you
honest,
don't think she should be here?
I like her craft, but I don't think anything she dropped like that, got the much needed attention.
Yeah, but
for us to consider.
Got people to know who the name is.
Don't make her finish. I don't think anything she dropped last year got people's enough attention for her to consider as, oh, she has broken out as a future star. You get, and that's not. It's not entirely down to her, but the label hasn't entirely done their bit. I'm looking at Leah's EP numbers. They are disappointing numbers. They're not the numbers.
So why didn't you say she was the one that you're most disappointed with, like you expected a whole lot from?
I didn't expect from her. When did they sign her? I didn't really.
So once signed to Davido, you expected a lot from?
No, you don't get, like, we said the same for Torikichi and this, like, based off the fact that they're signed to big labels, right? But Davido's label has not entirely been the most structured in 2021, or the one that looked like they had a plan for anybody else in 2021. A lot of people are suffering from it. Peruzzi, who's a talented actor, is suffering from it. Leah, it was her first attempt at, cracking a shot at the big label, right? And there's been a lot of back and forth over if she really signed to DMW and how she got signed to DMW. You get, so she's there, but she released a project, which is the expectation. The expectation is there that you release a project, but as the project did not do as much as, not a fault of hers, you don't get, it's not a fault of hers, but it hasn't done as much, so she shouldn't be in this conversation. I think she's just done decently well, but she has not been done what's needed for her or the songs I've not done as much as she has done, for her to be included in this conversation.
Okay, so the next person we have Fave, with that one, Baby Rhythm, did quite a lot of numbers,
and featured on Olamide's album.
2 singles,
Yeah.
Olamide's album, 2 songs actually on Olamide's album.
Talking of Olamide,
Yeah.
in the main list, I mentioned him, Abi.
No.
I didn't put him.
I was looking at you like, set yourself up.
Even in the body mentions.
Nah.
I don't put them.
You put that Ekule good, you put a couple of other people.
It's okay. We're not revisiting it again.
Hey, anyway, we also have Gucci, who who has done well for herself, over the last 1 year, 2021.
Yeah.
So very quickly, let's go straight, cut down to the chase. Who is your female breakout star of 2021?
Having removed Leah off it,
I
think the next person to remove off it is, I think I'll go with Gucci. In as much as I like what they've shown a different dimension to how people can blow a bit. I mean, this girl via East Africa and TikTok and everything done really well. I saw a video of her performing in Cameroon and people were vibing to her song. So I think she's done really well and she deserves to be in this conversation. I think next year might just be the year she can actually put her foot down. This year.
Yeah.
Okay. 2022 can just be the year she really do well.
Yeah.
So that, I think, Gucci done well.
Okay. Yeah. So removing Fave as well? You want to remove Fave?
Yeah, I want to remove Fave as well.
Okay.
After I remove Fave, who do I have left? Okay,
so you have.
I'm going to remove Fave because she done really well.
Ayra Starr and TEMS.
Yeah, between Ayra Starr and
TEMS.
And based off my ranking of the
female,
you should already know where I'm going with it.
Big TEMS in the building.
So Big Time is the breakout star female.
Yeah.
From Nigeria.
What was the major breakout star? Breakout year for her.
For her, yeah. Not just she's, like I said, she's the one who's done the most. Done quite a lot. Trended the most. You can say, but Ayra Starr has a bigger personal song than her. I'm not going to say no to that, but it takes more than that because she's taken her craft beyond the shores of Nigeria, and that should count for a lot of things. Having the track with Drake, being on Drake's album should count for something.
Yeah.
Making people like Adele and Rihanna being your fan is something. Being involved in a song like Essence should also count for something. So those are the major reasons why she's.
TEMS is the biggest breakout star for 2020.
Ayra Starr did really well first 12-14 months in the game, and she's in these conversations. Is credit to her. In fact, she's had better years than a lot of male artists, and you have to give her credit and give Mavis credit for that.
Guys, let's have your thoughts on that one. Big TEMS, the biggest breakout female star of 2021 in Nigeria. Let's have your thoughts on that one. Of course, we had 5 major, contenders. Lala had to remove Leah first, remove Gucci, remove Fave, and it got down to TEMS versus Ayra Starr for the biggest breakout female star of 2021 in Nigeria. And drum rolls, Big Lala had to go for the one and only Big TEMS. Now let's have your thoughts on that one. Who exactly do you think is your biggest female breakout star of 2021? Put your comment down below. See you guys on the next one. Stay safe and God bless.